So welcome to this video, which is part of a series in creating charts in .xlsx files with Python. And we use Google Colab. The main reason I do use Google Colab is because it's very simple and easy to use and works in whatever machine you're using, whether you're operating on a Mac or a Windows PC of various ages. You should be able to use Google Colab if you have Google Chrome installed and a Google account. So yeah, in previous videos we've looked at one type of embedded charts, and that's we just looked at embedded charts where the chart is in the same sheet as the data. But the focus of this video is going to be to look at where you might otherwise put charts, and that's in an independent chart sheet. And so we're going to be using pandas and XLSX writer to produce an example in a Jupyter notebook of how you can create a .xlsx chart in a chart sheet. So let's jump into the Jupyter notebook and take a look at that. So in this example, we're going to be looking at creating a chart sheet in a .xlsx file using Python. Again, I'm in Google Colab, and the full code to this video is posted in the description below. So in this example, we're going to use the same code as I did in a previous video that's also linked in the description below, where we created a combined chart that is two types of chart in one. So in this example, it's a line chart and a column chart. So anyway, let's jump in. Also, there's more chart sheet examples available in the XLSX writer docs. There's some really good examples, far more involved than this one. One thing I do in a lot of my examples is, especially if it's a time series, is make sure I get a Excel date in there. When you read data in from something like the Pandas data reader library, you get Python dates, and Excel doesn't necessarily interpret that as a date. So this trick here is to create a native Excel date that's recognized as a date by Excel. So yeah, also I created recession dates by hard coding data that the date range that classified as a recession by the National Bureau of Economic Research. You can visit their website. It's there. So that's where I get this stuff I hard coded in here from. So let's go into the Excel creation. Yeah, it's very much similar. In fact, it's largely the same code I used to create a combined chart in the other video I've linked in the description. So I have the chart 0 that's a line chart, and chart 1 that's a column chart, and then I combine them. I set the axis, and I don't have a legend. So this is important. I created a CS equals workbook.add chart sheet. So the CS object, at the very end, I only do stuff with it twice. I create it there, and then I add the chart, which is chart 1, which is the combined chart 0 and chart 1. And then when I do this cs.setChart function, we create the chart sheet. So let's run this and look at the output, and I'll just go through some key things there. So should also mention, I try to mention this in every XLSX writer involved video, and Google Colab, I put the pip install XLSX writer at the top of every script because it's not necessarily in there. Also, what I should have done, it's good to see me fail, so you know how to troubleshoot. You can see in my traceback, it said I hadn't. That is another typo. Let me fix that. It said I hadn't imported the pandas library, so it came back with a little error. Also, I don't need this, but that's not detrimental. It's just a warning. So I'm going to download my. Just to elaborate on what I was saying, I didn't put the import pandas as PD because in other parts of the same notebook I do have it, and so when I just run this by itself, it came up with the error. So I think it's just a good practice if you're going to be running parts of this notebook independently to have all your to import all your libraries again. So I've downloaded the file. Let's go look at it in Excel Libre. So here I am with Excel Libre open, and as you can see, I have a time series chart in a chart sheet with the line chart showing the US unemployment rate and these column charts showing the recession and the dates for the time series. And also I have the data that it's being read from here. And so that's essentially what a chart sheet looks like, and this is a basic example of how to produce one in Python. Again, if you have Excel installed, I recommend using Microsoft Excel. If you don't, Excel Libre is an adequate substitute, or Google Sheets as well. I'm using Excel Libre in this tutorial, but if you do have Microsoft Excel, that will give you the best results for a .xlsx file. So any other key points in the code that we didn't discuss? Yeah, again, I do add some custom formats for the dates, so we see them as we see the first date as Jan 00. But yeah, it's a date. We've just formatted it in Excel that way, just using the add format method. Oh, sorry, the add format function. Yeah, so that's about it. Again, the full code is in the description below. A previous video where I produced this chart, where it was inside sheet 1 or inside data sheet, is also linked in the description below. There's really no difference between that code and this other than I create a chart sheet in this example. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.